Hi, I want to present you to a magical home remedy for toothache. What I have here is clove, which you can buy it from your local supermarket. Search in the section of spices. Now for the countries that I know, in Sweden it's named Nejlika. You can buy it from ICA supermarket. In Netherlands it's named kruidnagel. You can buy it from Jumbo. And in Iran it's named Mikhak, which you can buy it from traditional medicine shops. Now what you have to do is to take a few of these cloves, maybe 5, 6, and put it in your mouth. So these are quite safe. They are spices. People use them in their food. So don't worry too much. So you put it in your mouth and you leave it in the corner of your mouth. So these are very hard, so you don't want to chew on them right away because it may hurt your teeth. So you leave it in your mouth for 30-40 minutes. Gradually it will be softened, and after that you can chew on them. Now as soon as you put it in your mouth, your saliva will mix with these cloves and the clove will release its component. It has a very bitter taste, so you don't want to spit it out because it's bitter. You have to suffer that bitterness because you want to get rid of your toothache. So after 30-40 minutes, it's softened, you chew on it, and basically you let it release all this component, and it should be absorbed by your gum and your mouth. And you may be better to leave it to the side where you have the pain. So what happens after 1 hour? Basically your toothache will be almost completely gone. At the end, maybe after 2 hours, you can remove the residual, or you can even eat it. It's okay. I did both of them. Now I have a word of caution. Do not use clove very often. So don't use it, let's say, over many days and many weeks continuously, because it is so effective that all your toothache will be completely gone, and you might think that there is no problem with your tooth anymore. But actually the problem stays there. It just releases the pain and you do not feel it. So this happened to me 7-8 years ago. In March I had a very severe toothache, and I didn't want to go to dentist at that time to save some money, because I thought in summer I could go back Iran and dental service in Iran is cheaper. So I said, okay, I will use clove, and I released the pain. I did it. I used it multiple times during the week, and over a few weeks the pain completely was gone. However, in May I had a bump in my gum, which was the sign of severe infection. Normally when you observe such a kind of bump, it means that you have to immediately visit the dentist. But because I didn't have any pain, so I ignored it. I said, okay, it's only 1 month left. In June, I will go to Iran and fix it there. In June, I went to Iran, and my dentist opened the tooth, and basically we had to do root canal 2 times because the infection was spread through the jaw and also through the gum underneath the tooth. Luckily for me, the infection dried out after the root canal, and I could keep my tooth. But it was very close that I had to pull out the tooth completely because of that infection. So use it with care, maybe only a few times just to reduce your pain, and after that visit dentist and get professional help. One last thing that I want to mention is that if you have an infected tooth, it's very likely that your breath smells very bad. However, you will not be able to detect it because you are exposed to it continuously. Also notice that clove itself has a very intense smell, so your body probably will detect that smell rather than the smell of your mouth. However, certainly other people who you are in contact with, they will be able to detect it, and you are going to bother them, especially if they have a strong sense of smell. Normally people will not tell you that you have a bad breath. So what happened is that if you use clove, this magical piece, a lot, you will not be able to feel any pain, and you cannot detect that your mouth smells bad, which is a sign of something being wrong. So all the signals that are there to tell you that something is wrong will be gone, and basically you may continue living with the problem, and eventually the infection can cause you a lot of trouble. So what I suggest is that use it only for short period and then visit the dentist. And at the end, I want to mention that I'm not a dentist. Whatever that I said is based on my understanding and my experience. So use these things at your own risk. Bye.